Hello students, welcome once again. Let us continue our chapter number 3 of history, that is effects of British rule. In the previous lecture, we studied about the pillars of British administration in India. Today in this lecture, we are going to learn economic policies of the British. Since ancient times, there were invasions in India. Many invaders settled in India and were absorbed in the Indian culture. Dear students, the meaning of absorb is occupied. Many invaders, they settled in India and they were occupied with the Indian culture. Even though they ruled here, they never made any changes in the basic Indian economic system. The invaders who settled in India, they did not make any changes in the Indian economic system. The Britishers were an exception. England was a modern nation. Due to industrial revolution, capitalist economy prevailed. Prevail means superior or powerful. Capitalist economy in England was prevailed due to industrial revolution. Hence they inculcated an economic system in India which was conducive to economic system in England. Conducive means encourage. Due to this, Britishers gained economic benefit, but India started facing economic exploitation. Dear students, they inculcated an economic system in India which was conducive to economic system in England, and because of this they means Britishers gain economic profit, but India started facing economic exploitation. Now we are going to learn about land revenue policy. Before the British rule, the village economic system was self-sufficient. Through agriculture and related services, the need of the village were fulfilled in the village itself. Land revenue was the main source of income of the state. My dear students, what is the you will ask the question, answer in one sentence, such as what was the main source of income of the state. Remember, the answer is land revenue was the main source of income of the state. During the pre-British period, revenue was based on the type of cultivated crop. The farmer was exempted from taxation in case of the loss of crops. Exempted means here free. The farmer was free from taxation in case of loss of crops. Revenue was mainly collected in the form of grains. Even in case of late payment of tax, the farmer's land was not confiscated. My dear students, before the British rule, the land revenue was assessed according to the type of the crops, and the revenue was collected in the form of grains. The land was not confiscated if there was delay in payment of tax. Now we are going to learn about the policies in the British period. To increase income, the British made important changes in the revenue system. Land was measured, and as per the area of the land, the tax was fixed. Dear students, the British made important changes in the revenue system to increase income, and the land was measured. As per the area of the land, the tax was fixed, and payment of the tax was made compulsory in the form of cash. If the farmer failed to pay tax in time, then his land would be confiscated. This is the policy of the Britishers. The British system of land revenue collection differed from place to place, which led to exploitation of all farmers. Dear students, the British system of land revenue collection was differ from place to place, and it leads to exploitation of all farmers. Now we are going to learn about the consequences of new land revenue system. There were undesirable effects of the new land revenue system on the rural life. For payment of taxes, Indian farmers started selling the crops at whatever price it received. The students, Indian farmers started to sell their crops at the price whatever they received. They sell their products to merchants as well as common people at very low rate. At certain times, the farmer had to mortgage his land to the money lender for arrangement of money to pay the tax. Farmer became bankrupt. In case of non-repayment of loan, the farmer had to sell his land. The farmer was exploited by the government, zamindar, moneylenders, and merchants. My dear students, the farmer was exploited by the government, zamindar, moneylenders, and merchants. Now let us learn about commercialization of agriculture. Initially, food grains were cultivated by the farmers. It used to fulfill their domestic needs as well as the needs of the village. The British government started giving more encouragement to cash crops like cotton, indigo, tobacco, tea, etc. And the process of giving trace on cultivation of profit, giving cash crops instead of food grains is known as the commercialization of agriculture. My dear students, what is known as the commercialization of agriculture? Remember, the process of giving trace on cultivation of profit, give cash crops instead of food grains is known as the commercialization of agriculture. Now we are going to learn about famine. From 1860 to 1900, India faced great famine, but the British rulers did not take much efforts to overcome it. The students' great famine what took place in the period from 1860 to 1900 in India, but the British rulers they did not take lot of efforts to overcome it. Similarly, not much expenditure was made on provision of water supply. Expenditure means uh, amount or money, and provision of water supply means here irrigation projects. My dear students, the British did not spend enough money on provisions of water supply means they did not spend enough amount on irrigation projects. The students, remaining part of this chapter, that is development in transport and communication system, decline of traditional industries in India, we will learn in our next video. My dear students, read the lesson carefully. I put here assignment, only one question. It is very short. Explain the following concepts. First one is civil services. Second is commercialization of agriculture. Third is economic policy of British. Dear students, read the lesson carefully and write down the answer of these concepts in the notebook. Write in good handwriting and complete your notebooks. Thank you. Have a nice day.